Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Nice cool day here in Michigan. It's only 72 degrees today. So it's starting to cool down. It's September, starting to cool down. Man, I'm not looking forward to the winter. I get really, really depressed in the winter. Not looking forward, and it's coming up. Starting to cool down now. So anyway, I'm gonna do this video before it gets dark outside. I want to talk about Mr. Jeffery Owens, the young man that well, I'm gonna call him a young man. He's still a young man. That was on the Cosby Show. He played Sandra. Anybody ever kept up with the Cosby Show back in the day? I know I used to watch it. It was one of my favorite shows. He played Sandra's husband on the Cosby Show, and they say he played on the show for 6 years. Well, apparently, so I had to address this because this is just ridiculous. It's work shaming. They literally work shamed this man. This man was work shamed. So I had to, I got to address this because this is my thing. I talk about, uh, this, what you got. I talk about these kind of things, and so I said, you know what, I got to address it because he's been on Good Morning America. Everybody's talking about it now, and so I need to address it. These ladies had the audacity to come. He was working in Trader Joe's in New Jersey, trying to earn a living, trying to earn an honest living. These two black ladies came in there and took a picture of him, called themselves putting him on blast. I think they probably sold the pictures for money, and then they got him on there looking all bloated and stuff. And he's a nice looking guy, and it wasn't the most flattering picture. And they put him on blast. Probably sold the pictures to a tabloid for some money. You know how people are. And they literally work shamed this man. This man was literally work shamed. Have you ever heard of such a thing? They work shamed him. Now people are always talking about, people getting food stamps and people getting Medicaid. When I talked about the Medicaid cuts, people dogged me out because they thought I was on Medicaid, and I'm not on Medicaid. I'm passionate about those programs for people that need them, and I'm passionate about those things. And I was talking about it and I was addressing it, and I actually get a lot of hits on those videos. When I do those videos, I actually get a lot of hits on them. I always get lots of hits on those videos when I do those videos. So people are really interested in the topic. People are always talking about, people came on there when they thought I was on Section 8. They dogged me out and say, when you need to get a job and you need to do this and you need to do that. They talk about people on food stamps and all that. They sit up there and they dog people out for needing assistance. Now, this man is working in Trader Joe's. He's earning an honest living. He's not on the system. He's not down at the welfare line. I'm not saying it was anything wrong if he was, but I'm just saying he ain't down at the welfare line getting on food stamps or Medicaid or Section 8. He's not. He's at Trader Joe's, which Trader Joe's, I hear they don't pay too bad, making an honest living, and people have the audacity to shame him just because he used to be on the Cosby Show at one time. Let me educate you guys on the entertainment industry. I know a little something about the entertainment industry because I have a friend in LA. He's done a lot of background work, and he's worked a lot in the entertainment industry, and so he be schooling me on some things. And I like to think that I used to want to be in the entertainment industry. So, I kind of studied the industry and kind of learned the ins and outs, how it kind of works. So I like to think that I know something about the entertainment industry, even though I'm not in it. However, you have to kind of understand how the entertainment industry works. This man was on the Cosby Show 26 to 30 years ago. In show business, in Hollywood, you're only as good as the last gig that you did. You're only as good as the last project movie, show, or whatever that you did. You're only as good as your last thing. Even if you're a singer, you could be a well-known singer, and what if you ain't cut no album in 5 years? People gonna be like, well, we ain't heard from them in 5 years. The album was nice when it came out, but we ain't heard from them in 5 years. So see, it could be a well-known, very popular singer, but if they ain't made no records in a while, people they're only as good as their last record that they put out there. That's how show business works. You're only as good as the last gig, and he did that gig 26 years ago. And he had actually had some bit roles and everything. He did have some bit roles on some different shows and things like that. Um, but anyway, you have to audition when you're an actor. You have to audition for jobs. They don't just come knocking on your door. And by him being on the Cosby Show 26 years ago, and he wasn't, he was working, getting little bit parts here and there, but he wasn't getting consistent work. I mean, he wasn't, because actually I hadn't seen him in anything. I'm not dogging him, but respectively, I hadn't seen him in anything. But comes to find out, he did do some bit parts in some shows. It just happened, just so happened that I didn't happen to catch those shows. But he wasn't and he didn't have any really big huge roles over the years, and didn't have any steady TV gigs over the years. And so when you're an actor and you don't have any steady TV gigs over the years and things like that, you kind of fall off the radar a little bit. And so he kind of fell off the radar a little bit. And he when you're an actor, you have to audition for jobs. They don't just come knocking on your door. You have to audition for jobs, unless you're somebody like Brad Pitt or uh, some other well-known actors out there. People actually send you scripts. If you're a well-known actor, working steady working actor that's doing movie after movie, and you're out there, then you might get people they'll different places to send you scripts and everything, and invite you to audition for the role, or even invite you to play the role if they feel like you're right for the part. So, but he wasn't on the radar like that. And so he kind of fell off the radar a little bit, and he was in little stuff here and there, but nothing really big. He didn't. You have to, as an actor, you have to be consistently doing movies and stuff, and you have to keep yourself out there. You have to keep yourself, what they call that? I forget the word they use for that, but you got to keep yourself out there. You have to be consistently doing projects, movies, and things like that to keep your name relevant. That's the word I'm looking for. So you can stay relevant. And so he was doing little bit parts here and there, but it wasn't anything major. He wasn't really consistently working on a steady basis as an actor in movies and things like that. So he fell off the radar. And so you have to, when you're at that status, you have to, even though he was on the Cosby Show for 6 years, he's got to audition for jobs. And in between gigs, he was working at Trader Joe's. He said Trader Joe's allowed him the flexibility to go on his auditions and things like that. I understand what he's saying. And so you have to understand the entertainment industry and how it works. You're only as good as your last gig, and they don't really care what you did 26 years ago. You say, well, I was on the Cosby Show like 26 years ago. I was pretty regular on there. And they go, oh, okay, that's good, but what have you done lately? They'd be like Janet Jackson, what have you done lately? Okay, well, that's all well and good, but what have you done lately? Okay, so they're interested in knowing what you did recently, and was it a big enough production to where it puts you out there on the radar. Okay, that's just how Hollywood and even Broadway in New York. That's just how the entertainment industry works. That's just how it is. And he was just trying to survive in between gigs, in between acting gigs. He was just trying to survive, and make ends meet and do what he had to do. The brother was just trying to do what he had to do for his family. And that's a man right there. A man goes out and he doesn't care what he has to do as long as it's legal. It's legal. He wasn't out there slinging dope. He wasn't out there knocking somebody over the head. He wasn't out there breaking in people's houses or cars. He was out there making an honest living. And there's nothing wrong with good, decent, honest, hard work. It doesn't matter if you're an actor or whatever. It's in the man, he being a man about his, and he going to work a decent job, hard working job to support his family. He deserves a pat on the back, not not shaming, saying, "Oh, well, he got to work at Trader Joe's, and he used to be on the Cosby Show, and he got to work at Trader Joe's." So what? So what? When I first heard that these ladies did that, I was appalled. I was appalled. I said, "How dare them? That's humiliating." They humiliated him, and I said, "That is just not cool." I said, "That is not cool at all." I was really upset with those ladies for doing that. That just wasn't cool. But on the flip side, he had to wind up quitting because he didn't want the Trader Joe's to get all this, unwanted attention. But they opened the door for him to come back. But as a result, it turned out to be a blessing. See, these ladies didn't do nothing but bless him. They thought they was talking about him and putting him on blast. They ain't do nothing but bless him. It turned out to be a blessing because Tyler Perry offered him a role in his show, and I heard Nicki Minaj gave him $25,000 allegedly. So he's going to get the offers rolling in, and he's such a humble guy. If you guys catch his interview on Good Morning America, catch his interview on Good Morning America. It's on here on YouTube. He's such a humble guy. He said that he wants the opportunity to audition for roles. That he doesn't want the people to just be handing him roles. He wants the opportunity to audition. So that's just humble. He's just such a humble guy. So, and he's looked good for his age. He aged well. So I just think that's just I had to address that. Really, job shaming. I've done all kind of jobs. I've wiped booties. I've wiped little booties. I've wiped big booties. I've cleaned toilets. Still cleaning toilets. Still wiping booties. I don't care as long as I got to do what I have to do to support my family, to support me, to put food on the table. It's an honest, hard day's work. And there is never no shame in doing an honest, hard day's work. As long as you're not out there robbing, stealing, doing dishonest things, there is no shame in honest work. And for people to shame him, that was horrible. This is the kind of country we living in, people. I got to go check my pork chops. I just wanted to address that. I got some good, more interesting video topics coming up. This is Sweet Jim.